So that first episode didn't exactly go completely to plan. We did lose both of those opening games. But since then, we've won every game but one. We drew the other one. We're having a great season. It's all down to a bit of tactical fiddling. How are we doing, everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my Mycareer save here on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where we're going to be playing against Billericay Town in the FA Cup third qualifying round, and against Dulwich Hamlet. I can't say the name. Against Dulwich Hamlet in the National League South. And if you're looking forward to seeing how those games go, please do leave a like on the video for me, and subscribe so you never miss any of the lovely FM content coming soon from this face right here. Since you were last with us, as previously mentioned, things are going rather splendidly. Since that terrible opening to the season where we lost those two games, we did change the tactic. 4-4-2 is no more. We're playing a 4-3-3 wide. Not a 4-3-3 DM wide. We are playing a straight midfield 3 rather than having a defensive midfielder or an attacking midfielder. The reason for this mainly is because Alan isn't a defensive midfielder. Livermore is, but he's not got very good defensive stats, so I'd rather not put him there. We do have... Where is he? We have got Lewis Byron, who can play there as well. I think Jordan Winter can as well, as defensive midfielders. But Lewis Byron is training to be a central midfielder. Remember, we said we're not touching training unless we want to change a player's position. We're doing that with him, and we're going to get him to be one as well. We signed him as a right back. He's not going to be a right back now. But yeah, that run of form, utterly ridiculous. We've thumped a few teams. We've scraped across a couple of other ones. I mean, this last game before I start recording, 4-3. We go behind by 2 goals. Fonkeu gets one back. Hutchinson on their team gets a third. It's 3-1 at half-time. Then we get a penalty. Jordan Winter, of all people, puts it in the back of the net. Luke Allen gets an equaliser. And in the 82nd minute, we go ahead. And then they have a goal disallowed in the 91st minute. And we somehow scrape through as the winners. What a game. It was nail-biting. And if we'd have lost it, I'd have been fuming. But today, we have got two very... I don't know how they're going to be, actually. Billericay Town are not in a playable league, so we should be able to beat them. And Dulwich Hamlet are currently 21st in our division. So, apologies, just had a bit of a coughing break. I'm still with the COVID. Yeah, Dulwich Hamlet, we should be able to beat them, no problem. We have also had some more transfer dealings done. As you can see, Alex Wall, we're trying to get rid of him. He wants to leave, but then he keeps turning deals down, which is really annoying. We have made some transfers, though. In terms of transfers out, we have allowed a couple of other people to go. Tom Ray, I'm not too sure whether he'd already gone. I think he had. Dan Wilkes has gone out completely from the club. We finally got rid of him. Sam Oduadu, Sam, he's gone. And Christian Campbell's gone out on loan as well. That happened in September. In terms of transfers in, we have brought in a few... have we brought in a few or just one? I think we brought in 2, actually. I don't know whether Mingoya was here the last time I was with you guys. I'm not sure he was, you know. Do you know what? He wasn't. So we've signed this guy, Piero Mingoya. English, believe it or not, but he has got Italian heritage. 30 years old. Not the kind of player I'd normally go with, but he has scored a goal. He has done a few assists. He just looks like he's got that little bit of magic, that little bit of quality. So, happy to have him in. And Jaden Mungle-Smith has joined, another left-back who, I'll be honest with you, we're not having much luck with our left-backs at the moment. The one that we got on loan, I can't remember what his name is. He'll be on this list. I'm still trying to learn everyone's names, to be honest with you. Liam Vincent. He's been pretty terrible, I've got to be honest with you. We let Christian Campbell go because he was awful and he was a bit of a complainer as well. Funnily enough, since he's gone, harmony at the club. So we brought in Jaden Mungle-Smith. We do have a little bit of spences at the moment in the wage budget. £237 per week. Alex Wall, if he was to leave, would give us another £350. We are also looking to move on. And I think he's in the development centre because I'm trying to do whatever we can. No, actually, he's in the squad, actually, because I was debating whether we use him. Maxwell Statham. I'm trying to get him out of the door. He has got potential to be decent enough, but I just don't see me wanting to use him. But look at his wage, £575 a week. If we can get that off, imagine the players we can sign. Someone like this guy, George Dowling. 4-star current ability and potential. We've had him on trial for the 2nd month in a row because we just can't afford his wages at the moment. But if we move one or both of those players on, we'll comfortably be... It's around the £500 to £700 a week. He would just be superb. I mean, look at the stats he's got. He's got so many in yellow. I keep calling them stats, they're attributes. He would be superb. I'd love to get him in as a midfielder. We don't really need another central midfielder. Really, if we need anyone, we need a defensive midfielder. But He looks really good. I want him. I really want him. If I have to keep him on trial for the entire season until we get the money to sign him, I will do that. But enough about transfers, enough about all that stuff. It's time for the game in the FA Cup. Third qualifying round against Billericay Town, and this is going to be the 11 we're going to be using to hopefully get past them into the next round. It's Huddart in goal, Bowman, Wassell, Essam and Vincent in defence, Livermore, Allen and Murtaugh in the midfield with Mangoya and Coulson supporting Vidari up front. It is worth pointing out, Coulson has been probably the player of the season so far. 7 goals, 6 assists. He's been a machine. Rodari has been up and down, as has Augustus McGiff. Both of them have been very good. Fonkeu has been good as well. But some of the players have got a habit of going anonymous on us every now and then. So we do need to bear that in mind, that sometimes the performances don't quite match up to the ability that these players have got. We'll just try and G these boys up as best as possible. It's taken us a while, if I'm being honest, to win the players over. They've not exactly been enamoured with us because, again, remember, we've got Sunday League football experience. We haven't got non-league experience. We've got Sunday League experience. So they really don't see us as being all singing and all dancing. We're having to really convince them that our way is the right way. And those 2 losses at the start of the season did not help. We've only just got to average managerial support. We were on poor because we did fall out with a few players as well. But we have rectified a lot of those issues. We're starting to get things coming up Millhouse, so hopefully things will continue. Big ball into the box here. Rodari doesn't win the header. It's going to come to Wassell. Wassell had a rocky start, it has to be said, but he has settled into the defence now. It's him, Essam, and the guy who's our captain, whose name I can't remember. I'm going to have a look in a second. Livermore has been very up and down as well, it's worth pointing out. Bonner the captain. I should really know my captain's name. Those 3 have been in rotation. In terms of another midfielder, we don't really have one. Another central defender, sorry. We don't really have a 4th central defender. Possibly Statham. He would be the other guy. But I don't really like him. I think Winter is probably the other guy who we've used in defence. But he's actually gone back to being a right back. We've just noticed he's been better in that position than he has as a centre back. Essam's made an awful attempt at a tackle there. And we go 1-0 behind. And I thought he was going to get disallowed there. It's not. We're going to demand more because that's not good enough. We're also going to get attacking as well. Not good enough in the slightest. And the more the season's going on, the more I'm looking at the midfield 3, which has worked really well to begin with. And I am thinking we might have to switch to having a defensive midfielder at some point because we do every now and then give up some space in the midfield. I need to reset our tactics because we've got no one forward playing any pressure at all. Oh my word, and we nearly go 2-0 down. Wassell manages to defend it sort of well. And we're getting really caught out here, and we need to start sorting our lives out, really, because we're just letting them have chance after chance. Right, after this highlight, I think we go to 4-3-3 with a holding midfielder, because we need to do something to just... Oh, we've gone 2-0 down against a team that's not in the database. What is happening? Oh, we've gotten a bit cocky in this game, I think. 2-0 down. I mean, I'm berating them, because that's awful. That's absolutely atrocious. Right, yeah, we're doing it. Defensive midfielder, incoming. Luke Allen can play there. He's just not the best there. And we're going to take Murtaugh and change him into a playmaker. We did that in the last game, actually, and it did work out okay. Essam's having a shocker. I'm actually making a first-half substitute here. Bonner's going to come on. Captain's going to come on and try and shore the ship. What an awful first half that has been. Sort your lives out, lads. That has been absolutely atrocious. We literally did the same thing in the last game. And I don't really much care for it. I don't like the fact that we're just going behind in games and then having to fight from behind. Our defence is clearly the issue. I mean, even as a non-league team, our defence is the issue. And Livermore's finishing is an even bigger issue than that. Rodari's had an anonymous first half, as has Mangoya. Mangoya, I was hoping, would unlock some of the defence of the opponents, and he's really not. We gave them a free kick. They do nothing with it. Mangoya now chooses the wrong pass, I think. But Rodari, if he looks up, he's got a great pass in the middle. He's looking for Livermore, but it's Livermore again. Can he finish it this time? He can. We have one back before half-time. It is 2-1 in the 42nd minute. We have a chance to get back into this here. I will be absolutely appalled if we don't make it out of the qualifying stage of the FA Cup. I will be absolutely appalled with us. Right. Can we get an equaliser before half-time? Ball's down. Unfortunately, we're not the ones in possession. And it worries me that we might have had to go 3-1 down, because that's what happened in the last game as well. Right, Bowman, looking for options ahead of him. Dwells on the ball a bit, goes back to Wassel. Wassel looking for Mingoya. Mingoya does not have the pace to beat Masampu, but it's a poor pass from him, and Coulson trying to sneak in a goal doesn't quite do it. He has been a very good goal scorer for us and an assist machine this season. He's looked great on that left. Defensive winger my eye. He's been absolutely fantastic, and it is 2-1 to them at half-time. We're going to say we're not angry, just disappointed. Furious with their defence. Not happy with you. And step up. Right, we only have 3 substitutions. We've made 1. I think we're going to make another one, but I don't know who to make because everyone is starting to look better. Bowman's having the worst game, so I think Winter's going to come on at right back. And we just need a little bit more bite in the midfield, actually. So I think Luke Allen is going to come into the midfield. Murtagh, I think he stays on. We're going to bring on Lewis Byron, who's an actual defensive midfielder. And we're going to have him play there. And sorry, everyone else. You're going to just have to deal with that. Mingoya has improved in this second half. So hopefully he can continue that improvement. We're going to need him to be honest. I mean, and that is going to be... Is that going to be all of our changes? Yeah, Tom Bonner already came on, didn't he? Right. Come on, lads. Fire up. Let's go and get 2 more. We're capable of getting 2 more against this opposition. We're outplaying them, but not by as much as we should be. Let's go and get 2 and 3. We've got that extra defensive midfielder to try and hopefully stem the tide of things. I am actually as well going to put us on to stay on feet. I don't like the amount that we're currently tackling them and giving away fouls because they're getting free kicks and set pieces they've clearly worked on. When we just let them pass through there, that's a bit of a concern, if I'm honest. Right, come on, lads. Bit more, if that's okay. Need a bit more from you. Demand more. Right, it's a corner. Murtagh to take. He's going to look for Mingoya. Why Mingoya's the one there, I don't know. But we gave a penalty away. The quickest penalty turnaround I've ever seen. We've got a chance to equalise. Where did that come from? And it's Radari to step up and take it. And Radari puts it in the back of the net. It's 2-2. We've got a chance to come back into this game. Get in there, boys. Davide Radari makes it level. And we've got... What's that? 27, 26 minutes to go to get a winner. Let's do it, boys. Demand more. Let's go and get a winner. We've turned the tide. We have turned the tide. Let's do it more. Let's do it more, shall we? Come on, lads. Come on, lads. Let's... Come on. Fire up. One more. One more. I'd rather not extra time or penalties. Okay. Do we have neither? Is it a replay? Got a replay. Got a replay. Not happy. Not happy. Striker was the only one who covered himself in glory there. We've got a replay against the team we really should have been battering. And the worst part about it is this was at home. That's the worst thing in that game. I'm really not happy with how we played there. Really not happy at all. And we've got Billericay Town again now in 4 days. It's the next game. So we're going to go to that game, obviously. Forget Dulwich Hamlet. That's the important one right there. Because the FA Cup, getting into the proper FA Cup, is a route for money in the club. Money in the club, by the way. We are actually got a decent amount. We are making money. We started with far less than that this season. So we are making money, but it's a bit of a kick in the balls to have that game there. But we're going to come back for that game, and hopefully we'll actually get through to the next round of the FA Cup this time. Here we are for the replay against Billericay Town. A replay we really didn't want, but this is going to be the 11 we are going with. We have changed things up a little bit. We have gone with a defensive midfielder, just because it felt a bit better when we did in the last game, and I just don't know. That last game just infuriated me. It is going to... In fact, there's one thing I haven't done, which is Tom Bonner needs to start. I forgot about that one. It's going to be Haddart in goal, Winter, Wassel, Bonner, and Mundell Smith in defence. Brian, Livermore and Murtagh. It looks like it should be Byron, but it's not. It's Brian. Brian, Livermore and Murtagh in the midfield with Mingoya and Coulson supporting Radari up front. We have changed a few players. We have changed a few positions. I've touched a couple of the tactical things as well, but in the nicest possible way. We should absolutely be beating this lot. Like, they are... I mean, they're not a team full of greyed out players. I'm going to press you, actually. They're not that, but they certainly are a team that we should be able to get past, and it's a bit frustrating to me that so far we have not been able to do that. So let's get into the game and see whether we can push past them on this occasion and get through to the next round of the FA Cup. It has been drawn who we would play in the next round, assuming we get past them. And I think it's Havant and Waterlooville, but I could be wrong on that. I would have to double check that. But I do believe it is Havant and Waterlooville. So we'll double check that after the game, assuming we get through. That's still there from the last game. That's a bit silly. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not as confident in this game as I feel like we should be. At the end of the day, they're a nothing team. It's ridiculous to me that we're having to have a replay. It's ridiculous to me that they're outplaying us at the moment. I'm demanding more from the boys. That's outrageous. We'll go attacking if we need to, but away from home, I really would rather stay on positive. Just because we saw in the first game that they can do us. Right, Livermore's broken free from the defence there. Goes for the finish. It might still go in here. And somehow, I'll tell you what, that is a great goal line clearance. That's one of the best ones I've seen on this game so far. That was exceptional defending. I will give them credit where it is due. As much as it pains me to do it, we're going to go attack in the last 5 minutes. I'll give them credit where it's due. That was great. Now, can we defend this free kick? It doesn't look like we can at the moment. I've got to be honest with you. It looks like they're going to try and get the ball in. Stevenson. That's Stevenson. I'll tell you what. It's frustrating as all heck from me that he's just gone and done that. Hang on, it was this one. I was going to say, he's a centre-back. No, that's a different Stevenson. We're scouting this guy. I know nothing about him. He looks terrible. He looks absolutely terrible. How's he gone and done that? We're 1-0 behind. I'm furious. I genuinely am furious with all of them. Throw the water bottle not been good enough. Right, we're making changes at half-time. Coulson, who's been the hero in this save many times, is going off. Caruthers is coming out on the wing. Mundell Smith's not played well, but I dare take him off for the other guy. The other guy's not even on the bench. We're going to bring on... I can't even bring on McGiff, because actually Vidari's been okay in the few chances he's got. I don't know what to do. The centre-backs are actually having a decent game. So you know what? Bonner's going to go to left-back, and we're going to bring on Connor Essam to freshen things up there. And Jordan Winter's actually not having a good game, but I actually don't think Matty Bowman would be either. I'm looking at Fonkeu, and I'm thinking, do we take Mingoya off? Yeah, we're going to do that. Triple change. And I genuinely... I'm going to take those two off. The narrowness isn't doing anything. I mean, we can't even make it narrow necessarily. We're relying on this, but... Oh, my word. It's so frustrating watching us play the way we have done in so many games. And then we go and have two performances like this. It's like this team is camera shy. That is genuinely what I'm currently feeling. It feels like we are camera shy. And it's really, really infuriating to me because we have been so much better than this in the last few games. And we are just letting ourselves down. We just genuinely are really letting ourselves down. Right. Fire up. Let's go and get a goal back. And then push on for a winner. Because we're the best team here. I'm sorry. We should not be in this position. I don't know if it's this formation they're playing. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 with two holding midfielders. It must be like a cheat code. Or I'm a bad manager. That's also a very realistic and probably very likely option. Oh my God. We can't go out to this slot in the FA Cup. The board literally wants us to qualify for the FA Cup proper. We cannot go out at this point. Right. Caruthers, who at the start of the season was doing pretty well out wide. It's just we decided that formation didn't work for us. We've got an equaliser. Davido Vidari's in there. And we go level again. For the third time against this team in 2 matches. Oh my God. Why are this team our kryptonite? It's so maddening to have seen how we've played since those first 2 games you've seen. It genuinely does feel like they just don't want to perform for the cameras. Right, Livermore's in. And Livermore makes so many good moves like that. So many good moves like that. And just cannot finish. And it's the most annoying thing about him. It's just... He's got all of the talent. Well, I thought we'd conceded again there. Can we just stop them from getting in our box, please? We don't seem to be able. We're trying to press them all the way up. And they don't seem to be understanding that that means stop letting them do that. Right, demand more. We need more, boys. We need more. Can we get a winner, please? Right, free kick. Throw into them in their half. Quite deep in their half. But it means nothing if we can't get the ball and do something with it. Right, Wassell to Livermore, Byron, Brian, I keep calling him Byron, Radari, looking for options, goes back to Funkeu, Funkeu, is he going to go for the shot? No, he goes to Murtaugh, Murtaugh goes for the shot, scores. It's the first time that we've gone ahead. In these two ties, it's the first time we've gone ahead. But we struggled like this in the FA Cup as well. In the FA Cup game we've played, the last rounds is what I'm trying to say. We struggled in that one. It was only 2-0 against a team who are very similar to these guys. We really, really struggled against them. I'm worried that the highlights started with their kickoff. I'm very worried. Lads, can we not? Can we get the ball and just go up and score a third for us if that's okay? Right, Chambers, Burnett, Ufua. Wassell manages to intercept Winter now. Looking for Radari. Radari doesn't win it though. Big ball in. And Huddart deals with it. Tends to put us on time wasting, but I think it's way too early to do that. Time wasting is something... I don't really like putting it on, but if I put it on... I don't really like putting it on. It has its uses, but I wouldn't put it on this early. Oh, it's a massive mistake from the other Stevenson, and Radari's in, and it is 3. And I think we just might be settling things here a little bit. Yeah, time wasting is one of those things. I think 5 minutes before the end of a game, probably where I would consider putting it on. And I'd only put it up 1 notch. I wouldn't put it up 2. And then when you hit 90 minutes, depending on how the game is going, depending if the team I've got is a good enough quality to deal with it, I might put it up that 2nd notch. Can Huddart catch it? Yes, he can. We have recovered this tie, and we're making it look a lot better than it has been. Right, Caruthers manages to just body that tackle, runs forward. Oh, and it's terrible from their goalkeeper. And Samir Caruthers, who he just can't get to work in the midfield, goes out wide randomly for this game, and he's ended up putting it in the back of the net. I mean, he rides that tackle there from Lake Bryan. And then just, the goalkeeper just has a shocker there. And that is the game. Taken a long time. It's taken 2 games for us to get the better of these guys. Fair play to them, I'll say that right now. But we are through to the next round of qualifying. We do get through. We had to have a shout at the boys halfway through. But it did the job. It did the job. Tactically, it did the job as well. We were much better in that second half. Get a bit of money in the kitty as well. It was Havant and Waterlooville. And I don't know how many qualifying rounds there actually are. It's the last qualifying round. So if we win this, we go through to the first round of the FA Cup, where some of the big boys will be. That will be lovely. I'm going to give Radari a pat on the head as well, because actually, he did pretty well there. So when we're going to be back, we're going to play a bunch of football, I think, and just get things like November and December out of the way. We're going to come back for one of the 2 Ebbsfleet games, which inexplicably are together. I don't really know why they're both here, but they are. We'll come back probably for the home one. I'll see how I feel. We'll come back for one of those 2. And then when we've played one of those 2, if we get through to the FA Cup first round, we'll show you that one. If we don't, then we'll come back for maybe Hemel Hempstead or Taunton or something like that. We won't do Chess Hunts because Chess Hunts beat us earlier in the season. I don't want to revisit that. And apparently, the team are really camera shy and they'll probably lose again. So I'd much rather play through all these games, probably win all of them. And then you watch, we'll lose whatever games we come into there. But that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. So I'll see you around the 1st of January. In-game, not in real life, obviously, because that would be ridiculous. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please do leave a like on the video for me. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of the content from the channel. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.